Hello everyone and welcome back to the next instalment of everything that's been going on here with us at Aspire. Apologies, it's been a little while since we've got all our media together and shown you what we're up to. We've been really busy on site, but we've been filming the journey along the way, so hopefully you can catch up with us now and see where we are. Still the 3 projects ongoing at the moment, all at various stages. The one project in town centre, the zinc clad extension, we've just been putting finishing touches back and forth on that one. The clients have taken a bit of time choosing the correct lighting, and we've had to decide on finishes for the internal plywood, and the plumbing's all done now, so that's great. Over at our wraparound extension, South Hereford, there's been a lot of progress there. It's a timber frame construction, so you'll see that frame flying up really quickly, and all the floor makeup, joist structure, and now we've actually put the underfloor heating in now as well, and we're nearly plastering there, so really good progress on that job. And then over at the passive build, we've had some really key points to get to. All the first fix is now complete. That's MVHR, underfloor heating, electrical components, safety systems, and we've had the very important air test, which some results we're quite pleased about, so we're excited to share that with you. All in all, great progress. Where are we now? We are October, so yeah, we're coming quickly towards Christmas, so quite a scary prospect, but everyone will be working really hard down to the wire, so yeah, enjoy it. Anything you want to see, let us know. So we've got the first load of concrete coming today to infill the trenches that have been inspected and signed off. We've got 12 cubic meters of Gen 1 concrete coming, so we'll take a look at the process and get it all filled up to the pegs that the guys put in last week. So when you're pouring a foot in like this that's level all the way through, best thing to do is to get a nice wet mix straight out the mixer. So the idea is then when you pour it into the footing, it sort of flows and makes its own way the course you need it to. See, that's just been poured there in that corner. But what you'll find is it's already started flowing towards the end of the trench where we need it. Meaning we, him, has to do less physical work. Okay, so finished pouring the concrete, footings are all fully filled now, which is great. We've got a nice flat finish there for the guys to start laying the blocks tomorrow. We'll pull off site now and just go somewhere else while this cures, but it won't take long in the heat, so all good. Yeah, really happy. Next, on to a bit of block work. So what we're doing here today is getting ready for the concrete pad to go down. So you can see behind me all the type 1 is compacted into the footprint. Arnie's just there bringing the red sand around, and this is the blinding layer. What that does is stop the DPM getting pierced by any of the stone below. So really important little base of substructure here, so you can see the guys building up substructure there behind me. So we'll also be using this laser level, site level. You can see the little red light inside there. All that does is that spins around to the receiver on the staff, just over there. And then when you hold that up, you set that up so it's level, and it makes a nice beeping sound. So the guys will do this with the blinding, and then they know within a mil or two they've got 100 millimeters of concrete to fill inside this pad foundation with the reinforcing mesh to go in. Go over here, we can take a closer look at the reinforcing. Okay, I'll pick it up because it's a bit difficult to see. This is reinforcing mesh, okay? Big 8x4 sheets of bar to strengthen that pad foundation. There you go, you could just hear the laser level going off behind me, that high pitched beep. Okay, so here we go. Timber frame is up to joist level. You can see behind me the openings here. We have an 8-inch timber. It's actually 197 mil that way by 47 this way. Timbers are spaced at 600 centres in the walls, in the studs, and there'll be 400s for the joists for load bearing. Okay, so you can see where the timber sole plate has been fixed down to the blockwork. Now the sole plate is this first timber here that gets fixed down with masonry screws to the blockwork, and then you build your timber frame up off that. So the guys have done really well getting this up in 3 days. You'll notice details like this one here. There's 4 studs all together here. Now if we look on the plans, this means this is supporting something. Let's take a look. Now, albeit a design build program we're running now, so we're no longer making these walls out of masonry, you can see here this red dotted line indicates a new steel which carries the floor joists. So those 4 studs that we just showed you are in this wall here supporting this steel. These 4 upright studs are directly opposite this block wall, which has been fur fixed back to the existing. Fur fix is a method of mechanically fixing a new structure of masonry to an old one. So you see that metal strip up there? Basically, intermittently, there's allowed brackets down the length of this new block wall tying it in. And then on top of there will be a concrete pad stone, and the steel will be running across there and sat just up here. And then that means the floor joists on this half of the building will be hung off this steel, travel back in that direction. So we've just had a meeting on site and we've gone through the final steel measurements, which is why this corner of the building here is open. Okay, we've got a steel column going here, and that will be supporting a smaller steel coming across here, and then another steel returning back over there, and that is supporting not only the walls above but the joinery here. We've got a nice set of 3-leaf bifolds going, 1, 2, 3, and a fixed fully glazed screen here. Okay, I've come straight over to the steel fabricators now. I'm going to go through all the final details, connections and dimensions of these steel posts and beams and get them on order. Show the detail of a timber framed lintel above the window. So quite simply, you cut the timber that you're using in the stud work. In this case, like I've already said, it's 8x2, and you cut it to the opening size. So these 4 pieces of timber here have been cut to that opening there. It's called 4-ply. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Now this timber will be bolted with M12 threaded bar as well at 400 centres through, and then it gets fixed mechanically above in that opening, and then that's the structural opening done. Okay, so all the external walls are up now for the ground floor, and they've all been wrapped in OSB 3. It's 11 mil thick, this stuff, and when you board a timber frame wall like this, it's then structural. So what that means is now we're moving on to the next phase, which is setting out for the floor. James just cut the ledges for the first floor. We're marking them out. We're going to mark out where all the joists go at 400 centres, and then we're going to fix them up onto the existing wall. Let's take a look. Okay, so I've just cut all the M12 threaded bar with a disc cutter, and these are fixings for the ledger. So up there you can see the ledger that runs level and the joist hangers already fixed on. Now these smaller holes that James has just drilled here, 14mm in diameter, or 16 actually, maybe, sorry. These bars get pushed into that hole once they've been filled up with this Chemfix resin. Now what this is essentially a two-part mix that mixes together in this spiral tube when it's at the mastic gun, and then that goes really hard in the case of about 20 minutes, half an hour, and then those ledgers will be secure and ready for joists. End of play today. Above my head here you can see the ledgers that have been bolted on using that resin we showed earlier, and the joist hangers already in situ. We've got a few of the joists on there above my head. There's a bit of a gap here because we're still waiting for the steel that's coming towards the end of the week. So as we drop them on, we space them out 400 centres, and we just made sure that this wall here behind me was upright. Around the corner, much of the same. You can see again, same process, ledger bolted back to the wall, joist hangers on, and we've started cutting and dropping some joists on as well. So all in all, pretty good day. If you're wondering what this is behind me here, this strap is just pulling this wall here into upright, a little bit out of upright, and particularly where this door opening is, we want it nice and plumb. So yeah, much of the same tomorrow, and then it won't be too long. We'll be starting to get the first floor caber deck and 80mm WPB on for the warm roof. Okay, so currently putting the furring strips on the roof. James is ripping the furring strips out of some timbers down there, and I'm fitting them on up here. So basically, furring strip is a giant wedge of timber, and what it does, it pulls the water from one direction on the roof down the other. So you can see these furs here have been cut 48mm this end down to nothing. That gives us a 1 in 80 full, which the architects have specified. So yeah, that's this afternoon's job. Okay, so laid out on the trestles here we have 2 ledgers. That's the second one. This is the first one. James is just hanging up with joist hangers, and they are to go from the corner of this wall here across to the internal corner of the chimney breast and across the chimney breast. Eventually we'll follow that round across here where this block pillar will be supporting the steel, and then at this position the joist will change direction and go off the steel above my head in this direction. These lines represent 400 centre marks, which is the span you're allowed on a floor joist. Okay, so we're stood upstairs in the bedroom now. As you can see behind me, the timber frame panels have been made, and this great big opening here was a great feature, I think, in the design. You can see this is just one window. We've got a great big window here and a tilt and turn inward opening window here, and the clients have got a spectacular view from their new bedroom. So yeah, great design feature here to have this in. Yeah, we've got ceiling joists on, and the warm roof is about to go on this afternoon. Same layout as we've got out here on the decked area. So yeah, project's looking good. Come along, well, let's take a look around. Okay, so you can see on the first floor, same layout, same construction as downstairs. We've got a ledger along the wall here that's resin bolted back into the original masonry, and then we've got 170/47s. It's actually 7x2s. That's ceiling joists hung back off joist hangers over here, and supported fully on the timber framework. The timber's going back the other way. You can see above, these ones run in this direction are the furring strips we've already spoken about, and again we've got warm roof build up here, so we've got furs coming from the middle of the roof back to the front and from the middle back. This opening here, this aperture, at the moment it's square. This is going to be a portal window, so we're going to make some formwork here out of 3mm ply to insert and go through out into the masonry gable end there, and that's going to be a portal window. So again, a nice little feature. We'll have those same sort of stunning views from the bedroom. Very windy today though, very windy. Just stood outside on the corner of the extension here looking up. Really good size wraparound side return, this one. And with a smaller extension on top, it gives an added sort of shape benefit to it. So yeah, it's coming together really well. Like I said, warm roof for the ground floors on, and we're going to start putting the warm roof build up on top of the bedroom now. So if I just spin you around, you can see it. You can see it behind me here. It feels quite imposing actually, but in this landscape it's going to settle in nicely with the large vertical cladding we've got going on. So yeah, really pleased with progress, and I'll show you some of the stuff we've been doing today, insulating the ground floor. Here we are with the next layer of the ground floor makeup going down. We have 100mm insulation down on the floor. Below is the membrane, you can see around the outside, and we've now also got the perimeter foam on this stuff here, and it's nearly complete. So on top of this goes one final membrane, slip membrane, and then the underfloor heating's going down towards the end of this week, and the pipes fit directly to this insulation. So yeah, 41 square meters down this morning, looking good. As always, we've got the plans printed out and laminated for the guys here. Electrical plans, we've got lighting on this one, ground floor and upstairs, and socket switches requirements here. And there's been a few modifications which we've gone through with the client, but in the timber frame, it's all going to be easy.
Full protocol on the back here.
Okay, so what we're doing today on our sink extension is we're fitting the TV unit behind me here, which is also made the same material that's on the roof. It's all birch face plywood. The only difference really is we've got 18mm thickness for the TV unit, so it's got more stability to it. Plumber's also here with me, Tom. We're putting the radiators on the wall, which is pretty much going to be nearly at the end of our remit for this work. Downside is we've got to get in a crawl space below the floor to go and do all the pipe work, hence stupid thing on my head. We've got head torches. I'll try and do a bit of filming down there to show you the space that we're in. But yeah, all looking good, cracking on. Okay, so me and Tom are in the cellar. We're going to do some pipe work. This is the crawl space. So the first hole we've got to get through is about 400mm in diameter. Let's go. This is the less glamorous side to building that people don't appreciate, I think. We're going through the crawl space to where we need to get to put all our pipe work in below, and this is the crawl space we've got to get all our materials through, and over through that crawl space there. 22, so each radiator's got its own feed of 15, which will work out quite nicely actually.
So with a passive house, there is lots of areas that the air can leak. So what we do is, first of all of the house is coated internally with an OSB. Then all of the joints are going to get siliconed, and then we're going to use an air tightness tape on there. That's our first barrier, air tightness barrier. So starting from the floor up, what we do is we prime all the concrete, and then we've got a special concrete to OSB air tightness tape. So this will go on, this will be up to the concrete screed. So this is our air tightness from the floor upwards. So as soon as that is done and all of this has been Seeger taped, then our Intello membrane, this is our main air tightness sealer. So this will go on the walls, this will be stapled on the walls, and all staples and laps will be Seeger taped again, all around the perimeter, all about the windows. So this is our main air tightness barrier. So you can see behind me now, we've OSB'd upstairs. So this is the first layer of Seeger tape gone on here. You can see now done around the perimeter. We've done all of the joints on the window. So when the window is going to get fitted, we'll then use another Seeger tape that's a little bit more bendy to do the joints and make that airtight there. So back at our passive house new build, all of the Intello air tightness membrane is on inside the house. So that means now that we're able to do all of the stud work internally. So we've built all of the walls, all the supporting walls, and all of the ceiling joists are on. We've got a great big attic space available now. So we're just decking that out now, and we're going to put some electric up there so the client's got to be able to utilize all of that space within the build. We're just waiting for a few little things to finish off, but all the electrical has started, first fixing. All of the security system has been first fixed, and we're just waiting for the plumber to arrive now so we can start first fixing all of the house, which means putting all the pipes in the right places. So when we plasterboarded, just pull those through and start fitting some showers. All of the roof is felt and battened, ready for the roofer, Pritch, to arrive next week. So we've got a huge amount of tiles coming. So what we're going to do is it's going to be all hands on deck helping him do that, because it's quite a big job. So we're really pushing on internally, so that means that we can get as much as we can done, and then we can pull off, go onto the roof and help him as much as we can.
Okay, as you can see, all the underfloor heating is now down, which was a critical point to get to because we've got the liquid screed coming today. So in the snug, all the way through into the sitting room and the kitchen around the corner. You can see a bit of a trench here on the floor. There's a gap seems to be missing. Well, this is where we've got an internal stud wall with a pair of pocket doors. There's also no heat zones approximately at the island location here, and where the kitchen units are going to be around there. All the underfloor heating's on these clip rails because we're directly onto our raft foundation, so concrete, and then the 15mm pipe work simply gets clipped in like that, 150 centres. Moving through, you can see another no heat zone there underneath the stairs. See lots of pipe work here leading to the manifold. This one is a 12 port, and you can see the plumber's labelled them all the heating zones ready. Downstairs bedroom. Go into this dark room here. This is a completely no heat zone. This is the downstairs bathroom. So the clients have opted for an electric underfloor heating here. So it's always on because they like warm bathrooms. So those electric blankets will go over the top of the floor screed. Moving round. Boot room. Underfloor heating completed. And utility. And again, you've got no heat zones where the units will be. So something else that was really critical that we had to do before the liquid screed came today was mark some datum points for the screed. So we've got our laser level on, and what we've done, we've just marked in a couple of places the top of the screed. You can just see that yellow tape there. That's the top of the screed, so when the guys come they know where the finish is, and we've got those dotted around in every room. Looking good. Okay, so we've got the liquid screed going down now. The lorry turned up, they've started pumping it through. You can see they've set up all their screed levels here on these little windy tripods. Like I said, they're making their way through. They've started in the utility room. They can come round boot room, hallway, and they'll be in the downstairs bedroom in a minute. So let's take a look. Okay, so the guys are filling up now with screed. They'll work their way to the corner of the bedroom and they'll work their way out, I'm guessing, so you don't box yourself in. What, about 70 mil in here? 70 mil deep, 65 in places, so...
Average of 63 now, is average.
Okay. So it's filling up nicely under the underfloor, which has all been pressure tested. So yeah, good point to get to. So this is the kitchen. The guys are filling up now with the screed. That's all tucked in for the breakfast island. Now we've still got all the living area snug to do through in the hallway. I think this first load is getting towards the end now. The guys said because the hose has started spitting a bit, which means it's losing pressure. Screed's down. Floor screed is finished. The guys are in here for till about 3 o'clock on Friday. Really quick process to do, and you get a completely perfect level finish. I think he said his tolerance is within 2 millimeters. So yeah, really pleased, really happy. Just told everybody to stay off it all weekend. So yeah, just taking a look at this now, really good. Here, down here, you can see all the duct in, the waste requirements in the island. They get all the expansion tape around that, and that's protected those. I'll walk you through to the other part of the downstairs. But overall, really happy with progress here the last few weeks. The tightness work is complete, and floor heating's been installed. Now the floor screed's down, joinery's turning up soon. While I'm doing this down here, the guys are upstairs putting all the fascias and barge boards on. This is back bedroom. To the dark room here, which is downstairs bathroom. Again, 4-inch waste behind me there and down there. So it's approximately 170 square meters of screed we've put down on Friday, and yeah, we're really happy. It's perfect. So don't have to touch this floor now until tiling, which is yeah, a bit of a way off. Yeah, cool. Hey. Is there anything you can't do?
Multi-trade.
Bloody hell. You'll be after a pay rise at this rate. Good boy, well done. Block laying this morning when you on?
Yeah, I lost that.
Tom's not very happy I still haven't got him a t-shirt, so he's taking it to making his own. We like him. We like him, don't we, Chad?
So the structural engineer has specified this detail to go under the big patio doors in the kitchen. It is a solid, rigid insulation with a concrete pad underneath to carry the big weight of the doors. So it's a bit dark in the rooms now until the windows are getting fitted next week. But as you can see, all of the first fix electrical is well underway. So this is the plant room, all the MVHR, which is all the ventilation, is going. So it's going to board it all out, get it all first fixed first. So this house now is really coming alive. All the windows and doors are in. You can see all the Intello membrane to make it passive is in. You can see the beautiful views the clients are going to have from their balcony upstairs.
Okay, so we're stood inside our passive house build now, and I'm stood next to the inside of an external wall. You can see here behind me the Intello Plus membrane that was put on the other week. This, coupled up with the blue Proclimer tape, creates the air tightness that we're trying to achieve. When the doors and windows are in a couple of weeks' time, we've got a company called CAT Solutions coming in, who will basically come in and they'll test how much air leakage we have over the course of a period of time. And we need a good result to achieve passive standards here, so fingers crossed for that one. Also behind me, you can see the 2x2 service battens are now on. What this does is create basically a 2-inch void behind the finished wall being plasterboard, skim, paint, tiles in certain areas, and that allows all the services to run, whether it's pipework, wires, security systems, secretly behind in all the rooms where we want to. That coupled up with the posi joists that are above my head, we get all the MVHR and special stuff going in. So yeah, stuff's kicked along well, and let's take a look upstairs, see what's going on.
So big day on site today. We have the air testing company in for the passive house. So we have put the Intello membrane everywhere, and we've got the tape all around the windows and doors. So what we've done is made a sealed envelope internally. So hopefully we'll have a 0.6 or lower reading. So I'll keep you updated.
Okay, so preliminary air test, the results came back at 0.86 air changes per hour. We need to be below 0.6, so we walked around with the engineer. We found a few obvious answers. Some of the joinery that was installed by Spectrum Glazing, there was a few areas there that we've just taped up, and we found a soil pipe upstairs that was open, so we've capped that off. Second test we've just had done now, and that's come back at 0.56, which is great. The air direction changes now, blow air into the building, and that will give us a lower result again. We'll get an average of the two, and we'll tell you the final result. Let's take a look. Go on then, talk us through it.
So you got the first one, which eventually we got 0.543. Second one, 0.5166. So to 2 decimal points, you're 0.53 as an average. So that's your final score, 0.53.
Brilliant, fantastic, which is a pass.
Yeah, anything below 0.6 is a
Brilliant.
pass. So yeah.
Fantastic. So just had the air test done and we passed. We were at 0.5, so it was a 0.6 to pass. So really pleased with all the work everybody's done.
Yeah, really good. Really good. Good effort by the team, and it's shit happy. Oh, I can't say shit on Instagram.
Oh, you've done it.
Thanks for watching, everybody. If there's anything else you want to see in these videos, you want us to see us detailing more of anything, please get in touch, or general feedback. We look forward to hearing from all and any of you. And again, I just really wanted to emphasise what a great job the whole team did at the Passive House on achieving such great air test results. That was a really good achievement by the whole team. So thank you, everybody, once again.
Peace.
You ruined it.
I left it ages.